You see, that's why you don't have to move all the furniture. As long as you can set your ladder up and reach over stuff and have your tape hold the plastic and everything, you can do it. I didn't have any place to put all this stuff. I didn't have enough room in the other room to put the desk and the dressers and all that. Where I had 2 dressers there, and here's a whole dresser unit right here with the mirror and everything. I just put plastic up over it, reached up there, and as long as you can get your ladder to it, you're good. Yeah! Victory! Hey, I got it all done. I am soaked. But the main thing is, I did it. And you can do this too. Look at me. I am just soaked to the core. Man. Whew. Whew. But it's a good soaked, because I am so glad that this stuff is off. Oh. Yeah, see? It's all there. It's all smooth. The ceiling is just drying. Now see, this is the first part I did over here in the corner. See how nicely that's drying there? And see, after tomorrow morning, I can look at the butt seam. See this seam right here is where there's a joint. I'll have to carefully look at that. And then there's a cross seam right over there. I'll have to look at that because that's where the tape started lifting up. And I'll have to look along the edges, clean up the edges. So I'm not done by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm so glad this stuff is down on the floor. Whew. So tomorrow, it's still gonna be kind of tedious, time consuming. I'm not gonna be painting or priming tomorrow. It's all about moving the masking tape down, cleaning around the edges, and tight skimming around the tape lines. I might have to put some quick setup wherever the tape released. I might have to put some other tape on there, some webbing tape. Luckily, while I was at the store, I went and got some because I wasn't quite sure. Here I hit the paper and went all the way through. See, that's a no-no. If I put mud over that, it's just going to peel off. So I got to put quick set over that as well as right there. Then I'll have to put a coat of all-purpose joint compound over that, because if I don't, if I just do quick set, it's going to show up when I paint. I don't want that either. Okay? Wow. I'd say I had one honest day's worth of work. Ooh. I did all that in one day, one long full day. I started about 8:30 or so. I knocked off for lunch for a little bit, and then I got this whole ceiling done, scraping it, oh, I don't know, 2.5 hours or so on that. Okay, well, I gotta go for now, but I'll be back with more videos. Well, this is day 2. This is what I came into this room looking at. Lots of the plastic came down overnight. This blue plastic or blue masking tape doesn't last very long, apparently. Well, the plastic was kind of heavy to a certain extent. You know, in hindsight, I think next time I'll use 2-inch tape, blue tape, instead of 1.5 inch. And then I'll hold it down off of the ceiling, maybe 3/4 of an inch or so. That way, at least once I was up there, I could clean this edge. See, I'm going to have that edge all the way around. Remember, I was going to lower the plastic about 3/4 of an inch after I got all done. Well, you know, when I sprayed the ceiling, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to mess up the walls. But the walls have like an eggshell finish on them, so I could have lowered the masking tape about 3/4 of an inch. Then after I scraped everything up to this point, before I finished for the day, I could have cleaned up that little edge all the way around. As it is, I'll have to put the plastic back up, and this time I'm going to hold it down about 3/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to scrape this. I don't want to scrape this just yet, because then all that's going to fall down on my finished floor and on my furniture and all that, okay? That's the last thing I want. I want to protect all the stuff that I left in this room. All right, well, I guess it's time to get busy. Now, as I look at this ceiling, I'm looking at it really close. I'm going to end up skimming over these long bands. You know, that one, this one, that other one down over there, and that one right there. And fortunately, this is not a huge room or a huge house or something like that. But even if it was, you might as well plan on skimming and doing what you have to do, even where the nail heads are. You know, along there. See, I can see those nails, and there's a slight depression at each one. So I'm going to have to put some mud over just the nail heads, you know, in this room too. Because if I don't, once I paint, you're going to see that stuff. We're trying to make this look nice and professional. So take your time and do it right. Now, all the way along the edge too, there's an inside corner paper tape, and half that paper tape goes on the dark green wall down, and the other half goes up on the ceiling. And there was a couple spots where it got loose. There's one little spot right there. I'm going to have to use some Quickset on there and fix that. And I may end up just going over all those areas, you know, around the wall. It won't take me that long. I'll be up there on a ladder anyways doing the other stuff. And then I can do that and make it look nice and pretty. Okay, so my project today is I've got to clean all the edge of that popcorn ceiling all the way around there. I'm going to have to put some Quickset up there in a few spots. I'm going to have to tight skim all this different areas. Now the main body of the sheetrock, I don't have to do anything with that. You know, that's smooth enough, and the sealer is going to cover that just fine. Okay, so if I get all the sheetrock mud done, the plastic back up, and everything fixed around the edges, I'll say I had a good day. Now, if you were thinking all I got to do is remove the popcorn ceiling and paint and be done with it, you're sadly mistaken. This is not a weekend project. This is something that's going to take you, you know, a few days, depending how large your room is. There's different steps, and you've got to do it right to make it look like a professional. Don't just slap it together and call it good and say, oh, let's just clean up the edges right there. Come on, let's go. Oh, everything else is fine. Let's just put, you know, 2 coats of paint up there and be done. We got to get going to the next job. No, don't do that, because then you're going to see all your imperfections. And once you get done with the ceiling and somebody says, oh yeah, Joe did that ceiling, doesn't it look great? They're going to look like, ugh, I don't want him doing anything for me. Look at that. It looks like crap. I don't want that happening to you.